Hello, welcome to episode 13 of season 2 of live.withcode.uk. This week we're talking about iteration, so we're going to use for loops and while loops to create a Old MacDonald Had a Farm nursery rhyme. The idea is that with as few lines as possible and as simply as possible, we want to replicate the nursery rhyme. Old MacDonald had a farm. I'm not going to sing it for you, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had and then an animal from this list, and then we're going to say E-I-E-I-O again, and then it's going to repeat that for every animal that we've got, and we want to be able to do that for any animal in the list and repeat it as many times as we like. So let's get started. It's live coding, so you'll be able to see the thought processes and the decisions and the mistakes behind finished code. First of all, let's create a list. We're going to have a list of animals. So we'll have a cat on the farm, we'll have a dog and a mouse. You can have whichever ones you'd like. Nothing happens just yet because I'd like to iterate through each of these animals on the farm. There's a couple of different ways of doing this. We could say for animal in the farm, and display the animal, which would just loop through each one. Or we could say for I in range the length of that list, and we get an error at the moment because it doesn't know what animal is, but it does know what I is. I is the index that we're going to use to access that animal. So we could say animal is equal to the animal at that list on the farm. And then we just need to remember to say print the animal instead of I. So that could work. Alternatively, we could have used a while loop, so we can say index is equal to 0, and while index is less than the length of farm. That would also work, but we're going to get stuck in a forever loop, continuously displaying the cat until the browser crashes or we refresh the program. Because if you do a while loop, you have to remember to increase one manually. So that's why I rather like a for loop for doing this. So we're going to say for animal in farm, and we're going to iterate through each of these values in the list. Okay, so we're almost there. We just need to be able to put it into the lyrics of the nursery rhyme. So how does it go? Old MacDonald had a farm. I'll put this on a, no, I should probably put it on the same line. E-I-E-I. Oh, it's hard to say that without singing it, actually, and believe me, you don't want me to sing it. Then we want to say, and on that farm, he had a. I'm not going to make it clever enough to be able to spot whether it begins with a vowel, so it's an. I'm just going to keep them all beginning with a consonant, so you can play with that if you want to. Then we'll say the name of the animal, but then after the name of the animal, I'd like to say E-I-E-I-O again. Put it all in capital letters. Let's see if that works. All right. Notice we need to put our spaces in. If we used a comma instead of a plus, it would put the spaces in for us. I'm going to keep it consistent and put my own spaces in. And that's it, essentially. There are a couple of extension challenges for you to work on. So you could try and put get rid of the cat and put a pig in place, and you should get the points for that. You could add a zebra into the list at the end, or you could repeat the whole thing 5 times. So to do that, you just wrap the whole of these lines in a for loop. So for I in range 5, that's going to repeat it 5 times. You must remember to indent all of these, which says these lines are going to be indented, and then all of those will get indented 5 times. Okay, remember that you can find links in the description of this video or on live.withcode.uk to some challenges to help you understand the code and engage with the code a little bit more. Or if you want to learn more about iteration, then there are links to go through the try it, debug it, and extend it activity. The try it one is the one that we've used already for this code, but there's some debugging challenges and some more of a blank canvas to practice writing iteration for loops and while loops. Hope this has been useful, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.